From our sacred space to yours.
Welcome to Conscious Conversations.
Today we are talking about meditation.
For the modern soul.
What is meditation, Jen, when you think about it? What is it for you?
I think meditation is a sacred time between you and your higher self. And it's a time to reconnect, get grounded, and be comfortable in silence. That's what I think meditation is.
It's perfect. Silence. Ugh. One of my favorite quotes, I'm not sure who said it, but it was kind of a basic description, I guess, of meditation. And they said, prayer is like asking, the universe and God for the answers, and meditation is listening for them. So you're asking the question in prayer and you're putting it out there, but meditation is going within. And I just love that idea of connecting, being in the silence. Silence can't be divided. To go back to Wayne Dyer, who I've been kind of fangirling over now, which is so funny that his soul has left us, but now he's been so prominent in a lot of my new lessons. He says, what is silence? Silence cannot be divided. God can't be divided. Universe can't be divided. Something so infinite, no matter how many times you slice it, no matter what you do with it, it's still whole and complete. And when you meditate and kind of being on the spiritual journey, I think that is just, that it has to be in your tool belt. That is the number one thing, because meditation brings you to that place of self. You get to center yourself, but you get to convene with your highest self and with source.
Yes.
That I talk a lot about when I write poems or when I do any writings. I say I convene with God, or I'm convening with the universe. And for some people, they might think like, who's she talking to? Is she hallucinating? But what I'm really trying to say is that there's something so profound that comes out of the silence when you really take the time to listen and quiet the mind. And we thought this topic was super important for such a busy world.
Totally.
Right?
Yes. When we say the modern soul, we're definitely referring to the busyness and how much technology and social media is so predominant right now in society, and how a lot of us, including myself, we're uncomfortable or are uncomfortable with silence and with being with ourselves.
Yes,
so it's so important to take that time for yourself to reconnect. And there's just so many benefits to meditation, which we were just discussing. But there's a lot of health benefits to meditation as well. I can say personally, with my anxiety, when I meditate, I certainly don't feel like anxiety exists. There's no fear, there's no worry, there's no stress. It's just me and the silence, and there's just nothing more peaceful than that.
It's beautiful. So over the years, we're born kind of this, extremely perfect being, beautiful soul, this conscious being, and then as the years go by, we accumulate so much. We accumulate these identities, culture, parents, family, partners, friends, ideas of who we should be if we're female or male. So many things are layered, and then you have work and school. So your mind is this place where everything kind of gets collected, and we never, or a lot of us don't take the time to just unplug, not even just from technology, but unplug from the mind chatter and sit and go within. And the picture of meditation for a lot of people is just, somebody sitting there and maybe with a mudra like this, in a position like this, and chanting Om maybe. And that is extremely accurate, yes. But for a modern world and for the modern day soul, I guess, we've kind of had to change the dials a bit, I guess, and like everything, we kind of evolve and the structures change a little bit, because you have to make way for all the changes in this society that we do live in. But that doesn't mean that the practice can still not hold its integrity and be as super beneficial for you and powerful. Being in silence and being in meditation can happen anywhere. Right, Jen? You're saying At work?
At work, I find this a huge one, actually. And it might sound awkward for my coworkers who are probably watching. But if I feel like I need like a moment of silence or like to regroup or to like find center, because like I feel like my brain is like super foggy or for whatever reason, I will literally go to the bathroom.
I love it.
I'm not gonna
The
kid
bathroom
you.
bakes.
I'll
That's
just-
it. That's what they're there for.
I'll go to the bathroom and I'll take a few moments of silence. I'll close my eyes and just focus on my breathing. And that's like, for beginners, I really think like that's the number one thing to do is just focus on your breathing. Just focus on the in and the out, coming in through your nose, out of your mouth. You can even add visualization to that. So you're breathing in white light, breathing out black smoke, whatever you'd like. That makes you focus on that, because it just immediately centers you, immediately calms you down. So I certainly do that in the workplace, 100%.
That's
I'm
amazing.
not gonna lie, it really does work for me.
It's great though, and that's what it's there for. I can remember a time where I was going to like a meditation class.
Yeah.
I was going to a temple to meditate, and I was so hungry. I was eating my food so fast, and I was like, I'm gonna be late. And I really caught myself, right? Because I've been practicing my meditation. But I had to catch myself, and I said, wow, I'm driving to a meditation while not being present to what I'm doing in this very moment. So you'll see a lot of those like contradictions in your life, especially if you're new to meditation. And we'll talk more about, the practices maybe as a beginner, certain things you can be doing and focusing on.
Yeah.
But it was just that, for me, the awareness had to come in like, okay, well, if you're going to go to a class and not even practice it in your life, why are you going to the class?
Basically.
Yeah. So it's not about passing the test. It's about being the student forever.
Forever. Yeah, totally.
Forever. Sorry if teenagers are watching. College student, it's forever. You're a forever student.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so meditation really is going within, stopping the mind chatter, focusing maybe on a mantra, a word,
an intention,
something you can always come back to, because especially if you're starting, your mind is gonna, I have plans, I have to take my kids to soccer, there's gonna be
dishes to wash, my favorite.
that one comes up
Always
a lot.
comes up for me. I have so many dishes to wash.
But it's normal. The thing is, the whole point is to calm your mind so that you are better able to not only make clearer decisions in your life, handle turmoil or conflict in a more focused or mindful manner, I guess. Your relationships are better. What I noticed about meditation, if you ever watch that movie Limitless with Bradley Cooper.
I haven't watched it
Okay, so he takes this like magic pill, and it apparently like makes you see everything brighter. It gives you like 100% access to your brain. So they say, right? So you meditate, and then you're sitting there for a bit, and then you open your eyes after like 20 minutes or however long you do it, or oh my gosh, you're like everything is so colorful. I noticed the trees are they look so bushy, everything. You're just like a kid. That's what I love about it, because it's beginner's mind, and they talk a lot about that in Buddhism and different so-called spiritual paths. But you go back to your beginner's mind. You go back to that childlike self. So everything is new for you. Everything you approach is new and exciting. And it's, what a powerful way
what better way to live. It's so perfect.
It's so exciting. So you're meeting that coworker that maybe, got you the other day. And you can see with a new perspective.
Yeah, totally.
Just a new scope, right?
Completely agree. Many times I've found myself meditating because of an issue or because I was really stressed out. And then, like you said, when you open your eyes, you're looking around, and suddenly those things don't seem to matter as much, because you start to grow an appreciation for the silence you just experienced, for yourself, for your body, your heart that's beating for you. Like all these little things that we take for granted truly becomes so much more appreciated just because of 20 minutes of silence, or whatever, how long, 5 minutes, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. And to add to that, it's like you get to experience the oneness of everything, the whole planet, the universe. And I enjoy guided meditations. Often I can do it just on my own with nothing and some chanting. But the guided meditations give you such a visualization and you feel so a part of the world. Like sometimes you have roots growing and you go get grounded right to the core of the earth, and you
find your spirit animal.
There's like,
you see, like, it can get real deep, but it's so amazing.
It's like a whole new world, but you really feel and experience the oneness, because a lot of people, we can talk about one love and we're all one. Scientifically, it's proven, but on a spiritual and conscious level, to experience it and to know it in that profound way is such a great gift to yourself and to the world. Greater clarity, compassion for people.
Absolutely.
You want to act on certain things. You want to give yourself fully, because you now see how much you are integrated into the whole world. You are so a part of the plan. There's a quote in one of my teacher's studios, and it says, behind every blade of grass there's an angel whispering, grow, grow, grow.
That's so beautiful.
And it's a beautiful thing just to imagine, but think of yourself, you as that blade of grass, whatever that is. There is that infinite intelligence, that divine wisdom that's like kind of there with you and
always
helping,
there with you,
right? Pushing you, and you are just as much a part of the blade, that one blade of grass growing as everything else. So everything's so intricately and so perfectly done, and you get to experience that just by going within.
Yeah,
that's what I love about meditation. Like, you don't need anything. You don't need the yoga pants or the special mats, or you don't need anything but yourself. You need to go back. You return to your truth. And with practice and with time, it's such a awakening.
It is. And it can be like such an amazing adventure.
It is an adventure.
It can be an amazing adventure. I mean, like, after a while of practicing, you can really like go into different paths and experiences that are like almost unexplainable, but
for the modern soul,
we'll
keep it simple for you guys.
Keep it simple this time. We'll keep it definitely simple, but yes, I just think that we live in such a busy world, and it's important to practice this, because it's so much grander than just a silent moment. It's so much bigger than that.
And it's not just sitting there and then thinking about your plans. Like, just because your eyes are closed doesn't mean you're meditating necessarily. It's really shutting down, letting yourself experience the silence, the nothingness, and coming back to your truth. And
and if you use, I love guided meditation as well. It really does give me like a vision for what the meditation is for. Like, there's tons of guided meditations for different topics. Like, let's just say your one of your we'll talk about chakras.
Yeah.
If one of your chakras are blocked, you can unblock it through a meditation. Or if you are just having a hard time falling asleep, there's meditations for sleep. Like, there's so many different types, and the guided ones are super, super helpful. It usually starts off with focusing on your breath, and every meditation you'll hear to be aware of the voice that comes forward, that does talk about the dishes, that talks about your plans. Like, be aware of it. Don't judge it. Let it pass. Just, you can literally say in your mind, okay, I hear you. Okay. And then focus back to your breath, just to bring you back to center. But don't judge it.
Yes.
Don't judge yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. I find that a lot of my family and friends who I try to suggest a meditation, they literally just say, like, I can't do it. I just can't.
Yes.
I can't. But why? I mean, when you say you can't, you need it the most.
So true.
So it takes practice. The first couple of times feel a little uncomfortable. It can feel a little hard, because you come in with expectations, and the best thing to do is not to come in with expectations.
Yes, please.
Yeah, so people who just start off, they expect to come out feeling the way we're talking about, but it takes practice. It takes time to learn how to shut down the mind. The mind is like on overdrive with the life that we live these days. It's like running, and the poor thing needs like a break. So we need to give ourselves that space, and to be okay with the journey of it and not judge it. Just take your time and don't have expectations of it. But I think that as the moment you say you can't do it is because you should be doing it. So
I think so. I think that's a great point. And just consider like how relative everything is. Like you're talking about the chakras. So we'll go through, I guess, all of the chakras, the 7 chakras. There are a lot of other energetic pathways that they call, like, I think it's like 72,000 or something underlying. But just consider like something like your breath. The fact that you need to kind of be reminded how to breathe and stop and take a breath is a pretty good indicator that you're not being mindful in your day-to-day.
Yes.
Like, I have to do it to myself. Like, really, like,
yeah,
like a full breath. I don't think I do it often enough.
Me either.
In between
really
talking, in between being with people, going out, I'm over here. And you're just, oh my God, let me breathe for a second. And you feel your whole diaphragm, like everything opens up.
If you haven't done that, just do it right now.
Do it right now, please. Well, wait.
Take a second.
Just take a minute.
Yeah. In. And out.
Instant energy change.
Instant.
Like, energy change.
The wheels just kind of just slow down.
Yeah. Why are you in a rush for? Why are we always in a rush?
Why are we in a rush?
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Take it easy. But yeah, just how everything is so connected, and when we're not being mindful of what we're calling the chakras here. So there's 7 energy pathways of the body that are sometimes maybe blocked, or we're holding on to something, or there's pain in that area. There's so many things that link to other things later on in life, or kind of hinder us in certain areas of our life or in certain relationships. So being mindful of your actions, taking responsibility of your mind, your body, your soul.
Yeah.
You are like, you're a gift to this world. You already are a gift to this world in your complete perfection.
You're just realizing it.
You're just realizing it. You're coming back to it. Sister. So what are the 7 chakras, Jen?
Okay, so I try to remember this, and you'll be shocked to hear this, but my 4-year-old niece knows it, and she's the one that teaches me, because I forget sometimes what order it is.
That's amazing.
But we can try it together.
We'll try it together.
So I know we start at the bottom.
Yeah, so we'd start at the root.
The root.
Yes.
And then we go to the sacral.
Sacral chakra.
And then solar plexus.
Yeah.
And then the heart.
Heart chakra.
How many was that already? I don't know. 4?
4.
And then the throat chakra. And then third eye and crown.
Yeah.
Yes? So it's all an energy field in the middle of our bodies. And if one is blocked on our way up, it affects our crown chakra. That is...
it's like our divine connection.
Yes, exactly.
This is like all the information comes right here. Sometimes you see in our bloopers where we're like,
yeah,
we do
connecting.
this, connecting. So it's your energy way, and it's all kind of aligned with the spine. And we're not experts on it. So if you're really
learning.
Interested, but we're learning. So if you want to do some more research on it, we do have one book of reference right now, How to Meditate. So Dennis K. Chernin? Yeah.
Using chakras, mantras, and breath.
So we'll talk a little bit about mantras also, but yeah, this book is a great read. I'm just getting into it right now, but just understanding the chakras, their functions, what they do, what happens when they're blocked, maybe what can result if they're blocked, and what can happen when they're healed and when they're clear, i.e. meditate.
Yes, that's going to be the number one thing, to unblock your chakras. And I will say that I have suggested some guided meditations for friends that have felt like there was a blocked chakra, and we researched together, and you learn the symptoms of when it's blocked. It could even have like health, there can even be health issues related to a blocked chakra. Yes. So we found a guided meditation to help unblock it, and it helped her. I mean, like,
it's amazing.
I don't know if it completely transformed her, but from my experience alone, guided meditation for unblocking chakras has been incredible.
So good.
So good. So good to just focus on that area. So I tend to have a blockage in my solar plexus.
And what is that related to?
I'll be honest, it's related to confidence, self-esteem. So I have to work a lot on that. And it's interesting because it comes with stomach issues, which is something that I also suffer from. And then it's kind of related to my anxiety. So like this is a blocked one and it's been blocked for a while. So I've been working on it and it's been helpful. And the meditations really help. I also get Reiki distance healing from a family member.
Wow.
And she focuses on that blocked chakra as well. So chakras are incredibly powerful to learn about because it's incredible how it affects each one.
Yeah.
And when one's blocked, the flow is not aligned with the other ones. So
amazing. That's
it's good
really
to do some research on the chakras.
Yes, we're doing ours. So
yeah,
as we learn more, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, we're learning. We're learning as we go. We go. But it's been an interesting topic for us to learn about. For sure.
But definitely with meditation, as I said earlier, talking about convening with the universe, you're convening with God, and I'll just share an experience that I had not too long ago. I was kind of faced with a tricky decision, and I meditated on clarity, and I specifically used a goddess card that I pulled, Goddess Hecate, and she was the goddess of crossroads.
I see.
And she had a 3-headed dog, which was like insignificant at the time, but it will make sense in a second. So I just pulled the card. I said, okay, I read the lesson, I read the message, and I just meditated, and I kept saying clarity, clarity, just over and over in my mind, clarity. And I got the answer that I needed for this particular decision. And it was helping me transition from, an old job position, which was amazing. And to validate that, this is the weirdest thing. I go upstairs to see my in-laws, and they're watching like a prank show. And their prank was like of a 3-headed dog.
What? You see?
You see what happens?
Connected.
It's so connected. Like, so out of the ballpark. Like, what does that even mean? Like, how, right? But I was like, out of all things, a 3-headed dog.
Mean?
But it was so cool for me. I was like, really? Like, so I kind of felt like, okay, a lot of validation for me. But being able to go within, I could answer. I needed the guidance a little bit, but we are divine. We are the higher consciousness, just with so many layers of stuff that we put there.
We already know the answers. We already know. Just so much stuff is in the way.
It's just in the way.
Yeah.
So meditation, for lack of a better explanation, is getting the stuff out of the way. Getting your own mind out of the way.
Yeah. Definitely.
Something I wrote today was meditation is being present to the silence that is all encompassing. So when I go out in nature, and it's been one of my best friends, I always, I feel like something always comes to me. I always hear something, and it's like nobody's talking, but there's almost that intelligence that's like there with me. And if I'm upset about something or something's, I just need to hear a little push. It's like those angels whispering at the grass blades. It's always there. So it opens up a whole new world. And I was telling Jen earlier, I didn't want to call meditation a tool because I didn't want to say this is something that's going to fix something in your life.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's the appropriate way to use this. I think it's definitely something we can all implement into our lives. Start with 2 minutes, grow to 5 minutes. But I definitely think meditation is a way to come back to self. And that's really that's the underlying message, I think, in a lot of our videos is always that, because that is our goal for ourselves and for the world, we hope.
And that's what we've experienced too. I mean, we're talking not just from textbooks or what we've learned online and what we've seen in videos. This is our experience, really. I will share the way I meditate, which I will be honest, I do not meditate every day, and I would like to, and I will, but I don't meditate every day. But I try to, like I said, in the workplace, or even if I'm in public places, I try to take a moment to focus on my breath, and that you can consider meditation.
Of course.
But a deep meditation, I like to do it at home. I sit on the floor, and my mudra is like this. So mudra is different hand gestures that give you different energy flows. You can look it up on, I think, chopra.ca, or you can look it up, or .com. You can look it up, different mudras. So this one's one of my favorites, or you can link them very lightly like this. I was taught this by my old boss, Bill, who is a Buddhist teacher, and he taught me this. And I like to set an intention, or like you did, use a card if you needed some clarity on an issue or whatever. I also enjoy using crystals. I'm holding a rose quartz right now.
I have one too.
Yep. I enjoy using crystals around me. And I usually use a guided meditation. On my day-to-day for the modern soul, I highly recommend the Calm app.
Yes.
I think you have to pay for it, but investing in yourself is the best thing you can do. So the Calm app is so helpful, and I'm going to say I've had many times where I was struggling with anxiety, and I use the emergency anxiety meditation, and I can't tell you how many times that's helped me to just come back to like the moment, and I was focused on her voice and her words, and super, super helpful. But there's ones for sleep, there's ones for making decisions. There's so many meditations on the Calm app, and if you want to do visual guided meditation, you can go to Gaia.com.
Oh yes,
they have so many beautiful meditations there too. So
I think now that it's becoming more widely accepted, I guess, in Western societies, so to speak, people are understanding the need for and the benefits of it, and there are so many things you can plug into, so you can create your own ritual, find what works best for you.
Yes.
Definitely go back to our sacred space video. Creating a sacred space is great, or just an area maybe that you need to kind of go to the washroom. Sacred space.
You know,
you are the sacred space.
Right. Yeah, it's true though.
That's it. You're the only ingredient needed for this recipe
really,
to work.
Go to a park, go to a bench, like you can go anywhere.
Yeah, the externals don't matter. It's just really about becoming present and being fully aware of yourself, responsible of your actions, your mind, your thoughts, all of these things that have big impact on your day-to-day life and the way you interact with people, the way you interact with yourself, the way you feel about yourself. So meditation is just going within. It's the most beautiful experience. If you haven't experienced it yet, and we really encourage that you do try it.
Give it a try today. I mean, it's a gorgeous day where we are in Toronto, Ontario on a Sunday afternoon, and any time is a good time for meditation, really. Even if it wasn't sunny outside, a rainy day, a snowy day, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
the
actually did one on the beach yesterday.
See,
in a little bit of rain. It wasn't
That's
really
okay.
Yeah, and we just sat there and listened to a beautiful song. I was like, oh wow, and everything melts. Everything melts into one.
So true.
So
I like the other, like, it's funny, we're talking about like interesting external environments while we meditate. I was at a car show last weekend, and I was sitting on a hill listening to like a live band, and I was just like feeling it. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna close my eyes and meditate. I ended up falling asleep.
But
that's a good sign.
Yeah.
You know, you really relaxed yourself, and like there was no better moment. That was just perfect. So meditation has just so many benefits for you. So many.
Yeah, and I would say definitely don't go into it with looking for something. Just be with it. Be with the experience. If you're interested in chakras, look up chakras. Something we didn't touch on too much were mantras, which is something you can kind of, it's just a saying, a word or a phrase you can repeat that will always help you kind of come back to no thought and to that emptiness, into the silence. Because, of course, there will be a lot of outside chatter. And it's okay.
Yeah.
But
it's totally fine. And chants, like if you hear Om, that's actually a chant for meditation. The vibrations of it kind of bring you, I don't know how to say it, but like brings you to a good space for your meditation. Like it's very, very powerful, especially when you bring it from your gut all the way out. It's like, it's like therapeutic. So
yeah, definitely, you really do feel it. And a lot of people, I recently learned sort of like a little bit of a misconception with the Om, because we see it as O-M, and sometimes we just chant it that way. So it starts with an A, kind of like A-U-M, and you almost don't, it's almost like you start with an ah, and you just close your mouth slowly, but you feel it from like your gut, then you feel it shake, kind of your whole, so it's this creation, not destruction,
positive
but like,
vibrations.
It's like,
And when you do it with another person or in a group, oh my goodness.
You feel it, your voice changes. Oh,
Yeah,
it's like,
it's
okay,
so
this is too
incredible.
much for
This
today.
is like, don't
this
worry
is
about
the next
it.
level.
But
Just
you
cancel.
No, don't worry. But do research if you're interested in the chanting, like...
or message us or email us.
Or email us, exactly.
Yeah.
Message us on Instagram. Yeah.
That's what we do. No, so we've had extraordinary experiences in our lives. I think it's changed our outlook, and it's guided us on this journey big time to go within.
Absolutely.
And you're perfect, and we love you
So much.
and we just wish that you always live your true, authentic life. So thank you for watching, I guess. And
Yes.
yeah, so from our sacred space to yours always.
Sending you with so much love and light always. Namaste.
Namaste.